Welcome to your daily 49ers update. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Here is what's happening. While we wait for news about the defensive coordinator position, I wanted to play something for you. Yesterday, I was joined by my friend RJ Ochoa of bloggingtheboys.com, and he made a very interesting point about why we should not be afraid of Brock Purdy's new contract with the 49ers whenever it happens.
This is a pass-fail proposition. Are you a franchise quarterback? Are you not? Yes, Brock Purdy is. I don't care where you rank him. I don't care how much you whine, how much you moan, how much you groan, how much you complain. He has passed that test. Oh, but it's $60 million. I don't care. Tomorrow, it will be $62 million. Next week, it will be $64 million. The percentage of the salary cap is the same, so get over yourself. It's not your money anyway. Do you know what happened to the Rams with Jared Goff or the Eagles with Carson Wentz after it was proven that they were not viable franchise quarterbacks for them? They thought their way out of it. They moved on. The Rams traded Jared Goff a bit more creatively, I'll admit, to the Detroit Lions, and obviously got Matthew Stafford and parlayed it into a Super Bowl, including beating the Niners in the process. The Eagles, oh no, how are you going to get rid of Carson Wentz? He's terrible. He stinks. They found a buyer. They found someone to take Carson Wentz coming off of that disastrous, toxic 2020 season and ultimately benefited from it. You cannot be afraid of it. If you trust your front office, if you trust your general manager, they will be able to figure out a way. And even if you can't, even if no one will bite, even if they are truly that embarrassing, you can be as bad as somebody who my friend Rob Stats Guerrero once pissed off by way of an interview in Russell Wilson, and have the Denver Broncos cut you and take on the biggest dead cap hit in NFL history and make the playoffs the very year that they are doing that. Did the Broncos win the Super Bowl this year? No. Obviously not. Were they doomed forever and in salary cap hell because of the massive mistake decision they made with Russell Wilson? Also no, because they have a front office and a coaching staff that was able to put their big boy pants on and figure crap out.
I really hadn't thought of that before, but basically what RJ is saying is that even if the 49ers pay Brock Purdy $60 million a year, and even if he stinks and can't play up to that contract, it's not going to cripple them for years. And we have recent examples in NFL history that prove it. They can find a way out of the contract. And the far riskier thing to do would be to not pay Brock Purdy, end up with a bunch of cap space and no quarterback to use it on. For the record, I still don't think Brock is going to play up to a $60 million a year contract, but I do have to say I feel much better about things knowing that the 49ers are not going to completely devastate themselves for years to come if they do pay Brock Purdy. We are less than 100 days from the NFL draft, and you know what that means. Mock draft season in full effect. Dane Brugler has one out in The Athletic. It's a 2-round draft, and he has the Niners addressing arguably their two biggest needs, offensive line and defensive line, in the first 2 rounds. The first pick Dane has is Missouri right tackle Armand Membu, who would be the first Missouri player taken by the 49ers, by the way, since they drafted Aldon Smith, 7th overall in 2011. In the second round, Brugler has the Niners going with Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan, who would be pretty impressive. 6.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, and 35 quarterback pressures, again, from a defensive tackle that was tied for 7th most among all interior defensive linemen. What do you think of Dane's picks? Are you happy with the Niners addressing offensive and defensive line in the first round? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday. PFF has a ranking of the top rookie draft classes of 2024. Yes, the 49ers are on it. If you want to find out where in the top 10 they land, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. Our old friend Coach Yak on Twitter tweeted out a bunch of Diamador Lenore highlights. Let's give the Hyena some love. He had a hell of a season. He's going to be the number 1 corner next year. If you want to smile on this Friday, take a look. I'll have the link in the description as well. One thing you may have missed, classy move by Jim Harbaugh. Of course, now he's got some time because his team's been eliminated, but he went to LA and he thanked the firefighters and the first responders who have done so much fighting the fires out in California. We're all grateful to all the first responders, but a nice move from Jim Harbaugh. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network wherever you get your audio pods. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Click the bell to get notified every time we're live, which is every single weekday and after all Niners breaking news. Enjoy your Friday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera.